Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer, and that is absolutely disgusting. The dog just licked my knee. It's so freaking gross. This is episode 237 of the podcast, which puts us in like the top few percentile of total podcast, accumulation of episodes.
As many we have, you mean? The
Yeah.
amount? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that we're anywhere on the planet,
No.
but there are 237 episodes of me and guest.
Yeah.
Melissa Belzer's joining me today.
Hi.
Today.
Today.
Yes. 44 seconds in, I'm already screwing up. Could talk about something really boring about how I've been sick for the last 2 weeks, but we're not going to do that because that is absolutely boring.
It is boring.
I
say that from my own angle too. It's just boring. Like
something that's not so boring is the fact that the U.S. men's and women's hockey team dominated over Canada and proved that once again we are greater than Canadians.
Okay.
Yep. There was a guy on the Canadian men's team that said it's obvious who was better out there, and he was talking about the Canadians, which is kind of crazy because when you looked at the scoreboard at the very end, it was 2-1 USA, not 2-1 Canada. Huh. I guess they may not know math north of the border.
Maybe? I don't know.
I'm not really sure. We're recording this on Tuesday. Right now, as we're doing this, the president is just wrapping up his State of the Union, which I did not watch. Because, and it's not that there's no real good reason of why I didn't watch it, other than I know I'll find out tomorrow everything that was said and dissected out of it. But the real reason I did not watch the presidential State of the Union is because I am right now watching Murdoch Mysteries on Hallmark Plus. They just dropped it within the last 2 weeks on Hallmark Plus, and I'm on season 5. It's like when I'm not working, I'm watching Murdoch Mysteries. So I've made it all the way to season 5 already. It's the only thing I'm watching at the moment. It takes place in 1895 is when it starts, and then each year of the show is roughly going to be a year-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm really enjoying it.
That's great. That is literally all he's watching.
So politically right now, I have no clue what's going on. One other piece of housekeeping that I need to bring to your attention as well is that if you remember a few weeks ago on here, I talked about how I was correcting my Facebook feed.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to have an update of how I've been doing?
I don't know if I need an update, but sure. Give me an update. Pretty sure it's the same.
No, it's better.
Well, okay.
I've gotten my Facebook feed fixed because it had gone so political on there and a scattering of friends posts. Now it's like, if it's not a friends post, it's a cat. I had 9 out of 10 posts in a row that were some cat site, some cat page. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Awesome. So if I seem happier, it's because there's less politics in my life.
More friends.
In my feed. More friends.
I have to let them do their job, and I'm going to hang out with my friends.
I did send you over. My segues are awesome as always, but I did send you over a feral Gen X kid checklist. So if you grew up in the Gen X generation, there are 10 questions on here that you have to check off whether you did this or did not do this. And it will determine what level of feral Gen X of a kid you were, because we're the generation that claims that we didn't have any supervision going on.
Not per se.
No, we were pretty much just told to be quiet, be in a corner, or go play outside. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through the 10. I already know how I did.
Okay.
Because I did this earlier for myself. And then you told me your score, and I was very disappointed. It didn't feel very Gen X. But we'll go through this and we'll see. Number 1 was on the feral Gen X kid checklist is you watched Porky's Revenge of the Nerds or R-rated action movies as a kid because no one stopped you?
I did that.
Oh, definitely. In fact, we had HBO at my dad's house. We had HBO and Skinamax. And so we could watch the R-rated stuff on there. But on top of that, they would take us to the video store and rent us Rambo First Blood,
I saw
um,
Rambo.
all the violent R-rated movies, and then all the R-rated comedies at the time. Yeah, all of it.
We just had them on cable. We had all the cable channels. So
Yeah, and we always talked about just that. It was that HBO back then had the specials for comedians. So we also grew up on like
Richard Pryor,
George Carlin, Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison.
We grew up on all of those.
There's so many now that there would never see the light of day.
Oh yeah, like the movies that it lists here: Porky's, Revenge of the Nerds are R-rated movies. Now, Revenge of the Nerds. What we were talking about this the other day because David Carradine.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. David Carradine.
Robert Carradine.
Robert Carradine.
I don't know.
Carradine's last name.
Carradine. You can look it up real quick. Go ahead.
Anyway, he died the other day, and we were talking about that movie because that movie. It wasn't his first movie. However, it was the one that probably put him really out there because he was the head nerd in Revenge of the Nerds. And we were talking about how in that movie, there is no way that movie could be made today. And really, if you think about most of the stuff we were watching in the 80s, it wouldn't be possible to make any of it today.
Robert Carradine.
Mm-hmm. Yep, my bad.
No, that's fine.
But anyway, I don't think all the fun movies that we grew up on, that Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Breakfast Club, and I don't think any of those could really be made today. There would be a public uprising,
public outcry, and all kinds of things.
Okay, next one.
Okay, so
next one is explored an abandoned house, construction site, or creepy woods just because it was there.
I don't recall doing that.
All three, but the third one helped me a lot because I lived in the country next to creepy woods.
Right. See, I didn't.
And so me and my German Shepherd would go wander around in the woods all the time anyway. And they were actually pretty darn creepy.
I wouldn't even walk in the graveyard across the street from me on 4th Street. I don't like walking in graveyards. Walking on graves. Like if there's sidewalks, great. I'm fine with that, but I did not like even going. So I lived across the street from a cemetery. I didn't like to walk in it.
The next one had a BB gun, roll caps, fireworks, or dangerous toy with zero adult supervision. Absolutely. We would go down to the Hildebrands, who lived down the hill across the creek. We go over by the Christmas trees that me and my brother helped them plant, the 994 Christmas trees that we all plant.
Yeah.
Well, there were 6 that were dead. So they bought 1,000. So that's how we know it was 994. Okay. Anyway, I digress. But we would do to where you would be trying to dart tree to tree without getting hit by the BB gun pellets.
He has played crazy games.
Yeah. So, yep, check that one off for me as well.
Oh my gosh. I had a cap gun. Both kinds, the kinds with the paper that rolled through.
So you did have that one.
And I also had the one that was like the disc that went up and
I had all those.
Probably once or twice had fireworks. I don't know if we had any dangerous toys. I don't know what that means, but
yeah.
I mean, if you count jarts, I didn't own them, but our neighbors did, and we loved playing that game.
Oh yeah, you throw those things as high in the air as possible, and then you just scatter.
Okay, you guys played really weird. We didn't play stupid like that. We all, like, if whatever end the jart was being thrown, everyone was on the other end. We played smart. That's why when it went away, we were like, what? Because it's such a fun game.
Look, I blame the parents because the reality is if they hadn't sent us out on our own, we wouldn't have had to make up the very dangerous games that we played.
Yeah, but you have to have some sort of survival. We weren't going to be where something sharp was going to come land or get tossed or anything. So it just seemed like smart. I don't. That was such a fun game.
Next one is found porn or beer in the woods and considered a community resource.
Nope.
Yeah, on that one as well. Learned
Crazy.
the next one. Learn to cook because no one else was home. And it says ramen, grilled cheese, survival cuisine. Well, I actually learned to be a very good cook, um, coming home and cooking for myself.
I made mac and cheese.
So we did everything, and usually I started dinner. Well, 99% of the time I started dinner, and my mom would finish it.
Yeah.
The next one: build a fort or treehouse out of scrap wood and nails that would fail every modern safety code.
No, we never did that.
Build a fort or treehouse out of scrap wood and nails that would fail every modern safety code. Yep, like I told you, I lived right next to woods.
You guys put boards together and nailed them together.
Yeah, yep. And then we even there was like our the woods by my house was cool. There was even like hanging vines that we could swing on from trees across like little ravines and stuff
Yeah,
like
like a
that.
willow tree.
I remember those breaking after a while.
I mean, we made like forts out of folding chairs and blankets. It wasn't anything that we built though, and we had fans, one blowing in, one blowing out, so it'd be total circulation.
Next one: came home to an empty house with a key on a shoelace and a note that said "food in fridge."
Well, I came home on my own.
Yeah, I think if you got either part of this, you're fine. But it wasn't a shoelace for me. It was a the metal clippy chain things around my neck, and
Right.
yeah, it had
Okay,
a little
yeah. I
slot
think
thing on
mine
the
was
back.
pinned to the inside of my backpack.
Anyway, so yeah, had that one. Have at least one scar you don't remember getting.
I remember getting all of my scars.
Nope, I got one. Got one.
You remember how you got that? You told me.
Well, I know the story I was told, but I don't remember getting it.
Oh, well.
I was told. You about done?
Since I can't control coughing, sure.
Well, what I found is AI does not want to edit out the coughing, so the coughing will stay in.
That's what it is.
Okay, so the scar on my by my mouth, I don't know. There's another one up on my head. I don't know where that came from. I do remember the one between the eyes because that was a shovel.
I thought you said the teeth was a bat.
No, that's a totally different one.
Oh.
Yeah. Next one, number 9: pulled pranks, ditch, or TPing houses and called it childhood. Yeah, and the thing you would TP your friends' houses.
Oh, yeah. People we knew.
Yeah, they didn't have to be enemies or anything.
No.
You just do it to each
Just
other.
did it because it was fun.
Yep. Next one, very last one. Walked to the store alone and bought cigarettes for an adult with a handwritten note.
Well, my parents didn't smoke, so no. I went to the corner store and got snacks.
This is completely wild because I remember getting cigarettes and getting booze for them, and all I needed was a
crazy.
note.
That's
It's
crazy.
just absolutely nuts. And it wasn't like a once in a while. This was like all the time. And the stupid thing, you could cut through the neighbor's yard, and the grocery store was right across from there. So it's not like they couldn't go do it themselves, but why go do it yourself when you can just send your kids with a note? But yeah, back in the 80s, you could buy cigarettes for your parents with just a freaking note. And
Yeah.
everybody was okay with this.
It's crazy. Obviously, you can't, not for any amount of anything.
In no world does this make sense.
Nope.
So, if you were taking the quiz at home, and if you weren't, I highly suggest that you need to rewind this and take the quiz at home. But if you got 0 to 2 checked, you were a domesticated Gen X. That's not very good.
You're
That means
on
that
the
you're
low chill end.
as considering as a Gen X kid, that meant more. And I don't know if that's a good thing. If you got 3 to 5 checked, you were a free range Gen X.
That was me.
Okay, that was Melissa. If you had 6 to 8 checked, you were fully feral Gen X. And lastly, if you had 9 to 10 checked, you were maximum feral Gen X, and that's where I fell. Was there. Yeah. So I thought it was really hilarious because when I saw it posted, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to all of these. And then sure enough, that's how
Right.
it played out.
All of them? You had all of them?
Yep.
Okay.
I had an adventurous childhood,
Well, I
and
didn't live in the country. You did.
lived in the country, and with five brothers and a sister, probably introduced to just way more people. And then with the age ranges being all over the place, it's like when my brother graduated high school, I was in eighth grade, but I would still go hang out with him and his friends from time to time, which was older kids trying to be cool.
Yeah.
So there's all that exposure as well. But yeah, good times.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to share with everybody today. I saw that today, and
Okay.
I was like, hey, this is. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So
It's a little bit funny. Yeah.
it's just a little bit funny.
Well, because like I don't know, we lived it, so it's like probably I don't. I'd like to know people who there's no way they could imagine any of that stuff happening. What their response would be, because for us that was just normal. A
Yeah,
lot of that was just normal. It was life.
it is weird because if you think about it, okay, so our parents then were boomers. Yeah, they were
That's how it
boomers,
works.
but they grew up they would have come of age during the hippie years and Vietnam era. That's when they would have come of age during
Yeah.
that time. So it's kind of wild that potential flower children that birthed us
Yeah.
were so much absentee parents when they were supposedly the lovers, and all that. So
Well, our parents worked.
yeah, I
So
mean,
that's why. It's not that they were whatever, it's just that they worked.
yeah, that's probably when they introduced the wife leaving the home, and instead of the wife staying home as much, because
Yeah.
it was kind of interesting when I meet someone that whose mom actually was still at home, because it's like most of my friends, both their parents worked.
Yeah.
So
So
anywho,
that was our
that
parents.
yeah,
Both of them worked.
but looking back, amazing that we're still alive and everything else. So everything worked out fine.
We made it.
We made it. That's the episode. That's all I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
All right. So if you like the show, then like, share, leave feedback, comment, review, all that fun stuff. And until next time, go out and be the kick ass adult I know you all can be.